This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 8. If thou seest the oppression of the poor, and violent perverting of judgment and justice in the province, marvel not at the matter, for he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. Shalom, shalom. Before I start this lesson, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren preaching his word in all sincerity and in truth. This is the brother Dama Agabari with another lesson, Lord willing, to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, and I just want to show you the example of, the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice being done here in Babylon the Great, being done to you tribes, you 12 tribes of Israel, and pretty much everybody here in America by these different companies and corporations and justice system in general. But before that, let's look up this word for oppression. Because you still got a lot of our people, a lot of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who still don't believe that they're in slavery, that they're slaves, and that they're oppressed here in Babylon the Great. Just because they can, have a job, just because they're working, just because they can just, right now at the moment, they're free to just leave their house, fill up their tank with gas and go and just do whatever, they want to do throughout the day. They still don't believe that they're slaves in this system or that they're being oppressed. They think that times has changed. Esau has changed and, we're living in different times, but you're being oppressed every single day, whether you want to believe it or accept it. All right. And the word for oppression is isaqua. It says oppression, extortion, injury, oppression, extortion, gain by extortion. All right. Go to the word. I don't want to go to that, So you're being extorted. You're being oppressed here in Babylon the Great every single day. All right. Because I was reading this article and it just further showed me more of the oppression here. It says what? Shrinkflation. You are paying less. You are paying more and getting less. And this is just a minor form of oppression, but still oppression, still extortion, still deceptive practices being done on you people out here, and it's never going to stop. Esau's not going to change, So this is a very oppressive and fraudulent society that we're living in. And these devils are continuously getting rich while they're defrauding you, while you're paying more and getting less for everyday products that you purchase and buy. It says, we are all keenly aware of price inflation. We notice those rising prices every time we go into the store, but the inflation boogeyman is hitting you even harder than you realize. You see, why is it called the inflation boogeyman? Because it comes in the night. It's coming when you least, it's coming and you're not expecting it, man. And this is happening every single day. You're paying the same price, but you're getting less every single day. And this is being done through all products. It says, not only are you paying more for pretty much everything you buy, you are getting less. And also the quality of everything is piss poor and even of low value than it was before. You see, it says literally it's called shrinkflation. It says rising prices don't just hit consumers. In fact, they impact producers first. As the cost of materials, labor, and equipment goes up, companies feel the pinch. Eventually, they pass those costs on to their customers, you see? And this is a legal practice that's done here in America, man. So even the business practice here are fraudulent or fugazi, oppressive, and deceptive. It says, but raising prices is bad for business, so sometimes companies find other ways to cut costs. They shrink packages or simply put less stuff in the same size box. While the price stays the same, you get less products, and that's wicked, man. That's not fair. That's not honest. That's dishonest and deceptive, man. Bad enough. Shit is way more expensive. Times are already harder, but these devils are making it even harder on you, man. Here it is. You think you're getting one thing, but you're getting less of what you think that you're buying. You see, that's deceptive. That's oppressive, man. Making things harder than they need to be, man. It says shrinkflation doesn't show up in the CPI and consumers often don't even notice, but the effect is the same as rising prices. You ultimately end up with less stuff. It's ninja inflation, nigga inflation, So you're getting hit with double the inflation. Not only is the price of it even more, but they're even giving you less of it. So you're getting hit double. You see? And you wonder why shit don't stretch and it don't last as long as it used to, because you're getting less, man. Here it is. You think you're buying a 1 pound of ground turkey, but really it's probably a little bit less than a pound. You see, but it's in the same package. It says it's a 1 pound, but really it's not. And that's all across the board, man. You know, you go to these restaurants, you're trying to get you a 12-ounce steak. I guarantee you that steak ain't 12 ounces, man. It's less than that. It says shrinkflation doesn't show. I read that. Downsizing is really a sneaky price increase. From former Massachusetts Assistant Attorney General Greg Dworski told NPR during an interview, consumers tend to be price conscious, but they're not weight conscious. So now you need, every time you go into the store, you need to take you a damn scale with you, man, and weigh that shit out and see if it weighs how much it says it is on the container. You know, and you know, check these foods. It says, but they're not weight conscious. They can tell instantly if they're used to paying $2.99 for a carton of orange juice that goes up to $3.19. But if the orange juice container goes from 64 ounces to 59 ounces, they're probably not going to notice. It says mouseprint.org chronicles shrinkflation. Here are some recent examples. It says double roll of Bounty paper towels have shrunk from 98 selected size sheet to just 90. Triple rolls were downsized from 147 selected size sheet per roll to 135. The standard 92-ounce bottle of Gain detergent is now 88 ounces. A family-sized bag of double-stuffed Oreos now have 4 fewer cookies in each bag. Did the family shrink? That 19.4-ounce bottle was downsized to 18 ounces. A package of Sara Lee blueberry bagels was reduced from 5 to 4 bagels as the package weight dropped by 3.3 ounces. Green Giant frozen broccoli and cheese sauce packets were reduced from 10 ounces to 8, with no change in the advertised number of servings per package. Ice cream companies have generally dropped the standard 56-ounce container to 48 ounce. A tube of Crest detoxified toothpaste drops from 4.1 to 3.7. Kettle potato chips switched from 8.5-ounce bags to 7.5-ounce bags. A package of Ortega taco shells dropped from 5.8 ounces to 4.9. It says we also see shrinkflation in services. Remember full service gas stations? Now we pump our own gas, buy our own groceries, and manage our own investment portfolios. You see? What else? It says misplaced blame. Consumers often don't notice shrinkflation, but when they do, they get angry, and they usually direct their anger at the greedy corporations who are changing them the same amount of money for less product. But there is another culprit who generally slinks around unnoticed, the Federal Reserve. Price inflation is a symptom of monetary inflation. As the central bank creates money out of thin air and injects it into the economy, prices generally rise. Economist Murray Rothbard noted that since governments have deemed paper tickets and computer digits money, then the government as dominant money supplier becomes free to create money costlessly and at will. As a result, this inflation of the money supply destroys the value of the dollar or pound, drives up prices, cripples economic calculations, and hobbles and seriously damages the working of the market economy. Companies are merely responding to their own cost problems when they shrink package sizes. If they didn't, they would have to raise the price, and that would make you mad too. When it's all said and done, you'll end up paying more and getting less, you see? And what does it say? The Federal Reserve, these central bankers, you know, they're playing a huge pivotal part in this because they control the economy. You know, they're making the money be more worth less, so therefore you have to pay more for things. And this is all part of the plan of these damn elites, man. And let me get this. This is James 5:1. It says what? Misuse of riches. The Federal Reserve, the international bankers. It says, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. You see, their riches are corrupted. They're unjust weights and balances, because currency and money is supposed to be backed by gold, you know. But this petrodollar is backed by absolutely nothing. They can literally create it out of thin air, man, and they can just print and print and print until they can't print no more, man, and put, you know, to where, you know, now that's why the value of the money is so low. That's why you have inflation, because there's so much dollars out in circulation that the price of it is worthless, man. You know, that's why things cost so goddamn much. And this is why a lot of these companies are defrauding you and oppressing you by giving you a shrinkflation. You're paying more, but you're getting less of shit, man. It says, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. It says, behold, the hirers of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is kept back by you by fraud, crieth, right? Everybody is crying. The cost of living is so goddamn expensive, but but the price of living is going up, but how much you're getting paid and the value of the money can't keep up with the higher cost of living and the more expensive food, more expensive clothes. Everything is expensive, man. I know brothers notice, you go to the store, you buy like 6-7 things, it'd be like $45, man. You go to, I go to Sam's Club where I used to spend like maybe $180-$200 for groceries, for a month. Now that shit's went up, things are way more expensive. The same package, the same size with less shit in it, but it costs you more, but you're getting less, man. Here it is. You're working all these hours. You're putting in more and more hours. Here it is that they give you a so-called raise, but that raise is not keeping up with the price, the higher cost of everything. You see, and it's all being kept, and the people are pissed. The people are complaining. The people are very angry, man. And it's going to get worse and worse as we go forward. So, these international bankers are going to, they have a lot to pay for it, man. And that's why the Lord is going to ultimately destroy these devils and all this fraud and all this corruption, all of this unjust weights and balances and all this debt is going to be wiped out when Yahweh Shai comes and judge these damn rich men. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which of you is kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Yeah, the Lord hears our cries. He sees the oppression and us being defrauded, us dealing with these unjust weights and balances and being ruled over by these wicked international bankers and these rich men who are defrauding and cutting corners and cheating and stealing. The people wrongfully. The Lord hears, man, and has entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, which is the Lord of armies, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It says, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and have been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. Right. Because, the physical, they're killing us all type of ways, physically, monetarily, systematically. We're all being killed and done dirty by these devils. Look up this word killed. Let's see if it's going to give you the physical word for killed. And the word is phonuo. It says to commit murder. Yeah, it's saying like literally to murder. But spiritually you're murdering Drake. Just go to the murder or homicide, yeah. You see, but you're, like I said, you're financially killing Jake. You're systematically out here killing us, defrauding us, oppressing us, keeping us systematically on the bottom so that you can constantly, get over and, make yourself rich, and basically leave us in a state of being constantly dependent, and to the point where you're about to bring in a universal basic income, a digital slave system in the near future, which is all defrauding, all oppressive, and all wickedness, man. You see? But it says what? Be patient, therefore, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until he receives the early and latter rain. It says, be ye also patient, establish your hearts, meaning your minds, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. You see? So that's what we're waiting for, Yahweh Shai to return, so that the rich man can howl and weep when the judgment of Yahweh Shai comes upon this damn devil, man. He can be taken out of power, out of rulership, all of his corruption and lies and BS is going to be taken out of the way, man. But in the meantime, what? We still out here struggling. We're still out here catching hell, man. It says what? Haggai 1:6. It says, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough, because we're being defrauded, man. And on top of that, we're eating genetically modified foods, which don't have the nutrients and the fiber and the nutrients necessary to sustain us. A lot of these foods are addictive, filled with addictive chemicals. you know, um, and you know, you here it is, you're working all these goddamn hours, but the ends just don't seem to meet. You always coming up short. You always, you know, barely have just enough, or you don't have enough, man. You see, and this is what we have to deal with under this oppressive rulership and you know, kingdom of this damn devil. It says, "Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe ye, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages, and he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes." You know. Now we know that's a part of our punishment that we have to serve. You know, by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, by being, you know, the tail and not the head. But Esau has a system set up to where this shit is perpetuated, man. We're constantly you know, caught up in the rat race. You're constantly you know, always behind, man. You can never really get ahead. And even when you do get ahead, you're just one issue away from being back in the hole. You see? But like I said, Esau plays a huge role in this, man. And that's why I read this article. Shit like this is what constantly keep Jake on the bottom and keep us constantly chasing our tail here in this society. You know, it's oppressive and it's wicked. And you know, hey, it's all about to come to an end, man. But this is just showing you, you know, just one of the many forms of way that we're being oppressed here in this society, and that we're still slaves, man. So with that, Lord willing, you were edified. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, in the spirit of me do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. Until the next one, shalom.